Hello, good morning. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, I have just had a shower, which is why my hair is wet. However, it is a beautiful, bright, slightly cloudy, sunny-ish day, and it's a day for Lego. When is it not a day for Lego, right? Like, who am I kidding? So what I want to do is I want to give you a bit of an overview of the city updates that I've been working on. There is plenty going on in the city, definitely compared to last time I showed you. So really excited to do that. And then there is a few projects that I'm working on over the weekend that I'll kind of keep you updated with, so you can kind of see what's happening. But let me just go into the city as it is now and everything that's changed and stuff that I'm working on, because oh my gosh, is there a lot going on. I think last time we checked in, this was all the same. As you can see, nothing changes on this level at the minute. I have some plans sort of brewing away in my head, but nothing that's currently happening here, because apart from I've added some minifigures, because, you know, this is currently sitting stable. I'm happy with this area. I am brewing up some plans to kind of like update it. I definitely want to change this coffee chain. I'm still not happy with it. It's probably the thing that's changed the most in the park area, but that will happen later. I can also see that I need to dust that thing. I apologize. Right, so now to the bit that obviously has seen a lot of updates. So let's start here in this corner. So let me just put it in wide angle so you can see better. So I have been working on this bookshop modular thing based on the Frostbricks instructions. As I said before, it wasn't the most straightforward mock. I have mocked the mock a lot as well. That just sounds great. And as you can see, probably if you look closely, there is still quite a few bricks that aren't quite the right one, like that little sand green one. However, I have added the book in front, which I think is looking awesome. It doesn't quite use the same parts as the instructions, but I think it's fine for now. I'm waiting for some other parts. The little post box is finished, which I think is so cute, and I think it looks really lovely there. If you remember last time, there is a lot of updates actually around this area, because last time we spoke, I was having issues with integrating the higher up modularized Mills plate buildings with the low ones, because I realized I was going to Millsify this whole level, but this is such a tall building. As you can see, it's so close to the top of the Calyx unit that I couldn't actually Millsify it, because that would just take a whole brick away, which would mean that I'd have to take the dome off, and that wasn't great. So then I took the Mills plate out from underneath this building, which is so it just sits on the base plate. But this is still a Mills building, this is still a Mills building, these are all on 3 bricks. This one is on 2 bricks, but obviously that meant that I had to kind of create a way to integrate that smoothly, and honestly, it took me so long. I ended up creating like some sort of steps. I know that the tree isn't in the ideal position, but I like the tree there, so it's staying. And then I ended up mocking this stairs, and honestly, this took me so long to make that look in a way that I liked, that didn't ruin the bricks. But as you can see, so it slowly integrates up to the police station height, and actually it looks okay from the top. I'm not entirely 100% happy with the 2 slopes, but there's definitely not a better way to do it, so actually I think I will leave it like this. I think it's quite a smooth incline. This is still not ideal, like we have that transition, but at the same time, sometimes things aren't perfect in cities, you know, like generally cities aren't planned all together. So overall I'm very happy with it, and I'm glad that we still have the cycle track in front, because I think it just adds so much fun and sort of life in front of these modulars, and it means that I have more room to have like play with things. So that is what's happening, and that's kind of the biggest update. Next up, you can probably see the pillar. The pillar is currently both completely vital and completely ugly. I am thinking about creating a false facade for this pillar of like a building, so it kind of integrates better, but that's going to be a huge challenge, I would say. And then if you move along, then we have the beautiful haunted house sitting there in the corner, which actually I have to say works quite well there. But the next challenge for this one is to modularize the haunted house. Now that is going to be a huge project that's going to take some time, because as much as this is a huge building, it's obviously not made as a modular, and to actually make it a modular you need about like double the amount of bricks, so it's going to be an expensive and long project. However, I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. Now let's move on to the top level of the city, which actually has seen a lot of change. So last time we spoke, this was all still grey base plates. I was still saying that I had to add all the water, and as you can see, the water has been added. I have various things that I've added on, so we now have one of the stalls from the Chinese Temple Fair sitting there. There is a little boat with the dog waiting at the back, loading up. There is water and different colours of water as well, because I wanted to create a bit of depth perspective, which was really fun to do. One of my favourite custom minifigures I've created, she looks so elegant. Here are some of the other people. You can see a space just there, which is because I'm going to be creating a MOC at some point in the future. Not sure when that will be, but I want to create a MOC that integrates this side of the building to that bit, so it kind of smooths a bit better. The completed Ninjago city, which looks so majestic, guys. I am in love with it. I always thought I was not in love with this sort of weird thing at the top, but it looks really cool actually built. I have many thoughts on this set, but it's just fantastic. I'm really excited to have it in the city, and like the view just down here is just so fun. It's a bit hard to focus because of the light, but look at all of that beautiful, crazy Neo Tokyo feel Ninjago set stuff. I really love it. So that's what it looks like all together. So yeah, it's been quite the project. Honestly, I love working on my city so much. There's nothing that I enjoy more. It's just so much fun. I don't know if I mentioned it on here yet, but I really want to get some lights for the city. So you know how I've got all the street lights, you know, these white ones, these ones. Let me just grab one. These, I want to replace some, if not all of them, with like actual USB light up ones, because I've decided I'm probably not going to light up any more modulars with like proper light kits, because I've mocked quite a few of the modulars, so that would be like a huge pain in the bum. I'm planning on using this cool Sesame Street behind me to start working on the facade for the pillar, but I need to film a review of Sesame Street first, which you may have already seen, who knows when I upload this, but yes, that is what's happening now. I'm gonna get my head dry, I'm gonna have to get some oat milk from the shop so I can actually have my coffee, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, it seems that these videos always seem to contain a hunt for food, but the hunt for food is back on again because I'm hungry, I want some lunch, definitely want some carbs, so I'm gonna go to the bakery, see if there's some food. Also, there's no oat milk in the house, which means I can't make my favourite coffee, and I've just filmed a review and I kept yawning, like genuinely kept yawning, and you guys know that I do that a lot. I'm gonna talk about it, it makes me yawn, great. So I'm gonna go super quickly into town, get myself oat milk, get myself unhealthy delicious lunch, and then I'll be back onto the projects because I see a pillar that needs covering. The food was acquired, also this was on offer, so obviously that needs to come home with me. Coffee beans, more chocolate, oat milk. Yes, very nice. And I am indeed Dutch, and therefore I eat weird things, okay? Just deal with it. Alright, it's time to demolish this and see if I can repurpose it into a little modular for that corner over there. Let's see. Here is the absolute carnage that I've created, and here is the pillar. So it's completely solid inside because it had to be, because it's obviously going to be a supporting pillar, and I have added some details behind the windows to kind of create a bit of interest. Nothing here, just black, because it doesn't need to be, but yeah, so this is going to be the pillar. Hopefully that means this grey bit, by the way, I want to make green at some point, but I haven't got it, and that should have enough interest on the side as well, and I hoped to keep it kind of like nice. The back is a mess, but whatever. So this is going to sit as the pillar up there. The only thing I don't quite like is that this is obviously tan and it's sitting next to the tan building. I will see what it looks like in a minute, and then we can make a decision. I have just realised though, in order to be able to add a new pillar, I'm going to have to support it, which is fine. I have a bit of wood that I can use. But I'm probably going to have to take all of this off because I don't want to have any weight on that bit of wood or anything that can fall off, because that would be just terrible. Imagine if this all came down, because this is so heavy. Luckily, smart Johanna decision from the past has made this all modular, so I should just be able to like unclick it and just take it off. But that is what I'm going to be doing now, and I'm a bit scared, but it should be good. Here is my work in progress version of the new pillar. I don't love it per se. I think I would prefer it to have a different colour. I like this bit of it, I think, because I think that suits it, but then it goes to tan and to a similar style window, so it kind of blends the two, and I don't think I love that enough. However, I don't know yet how I'm going to fix that. I'm glad that I'm working on the pillar, like, because the pillar has been really bugging me for a long time. So I definitely think this is going to be a good option. I'm just concerned. I just don't know about the colour scheme, and I keep looking at it going like, what can I do about it? But I just don't know. I'll probably ask the members because I am stuck on it right now. I'll keep you updated. I've tried pretty much every single colour that I physically could try, and I've even tried like mocking it in studio and then applying colours there to see what I'd like, and I'm still not happy, and I'm causing issues for myself. I think I know what colour I'd like it to be, but I haven't got enough bricks for that. But yeah, I just can't figure it out. I have slept on it after making it sand green, and I actually think it looks really nice. I'm really glad I woke up and I thought it looked nice. So here we go. Ta-da! There's obviously still lots to do, but I think that means I've settled on this colour, and at least I don't have to change it another 4 million times. But yeah, hopefully you agree that it's a nice colour. I mean, it blends in with the build over there, which is also sand green, but because it's sit back so much, like you can't tell as much, so I feel like this way you can kind of see a bit more of the sand green stuff. And the Sesame Street happen to have some of the masonry sand green bricks, so they came in handy super well, and I'm really relieved. I think what I'll do is I'll start my Haunted Mansion project, which is going to create a lot of mess, but it will have to happen. So what will have to happen first is I'm going to take the Haunted Mansion, I'm going to have to take it all apart and sort it by colour. Then I'm going to have to start building it from the bottom up and create it as a modular, which, again, as I said, it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to look really cool, so I'm very excited for it. Alright, it's 3 in the afternoon. I am in my fluffy dressing gown. I have been working on the haunted house, but as suspected, because I haven't bought any additional bricks for it, there is quite a lot about it that I can't finish, so I'm running into some issues with just bricks I don't have. I've also decided to mock the mock slightly, which is... The mock is actually meant to go to the edge all the way, but I decided not to. This is going to sit next to the brick bank, so I kind of thought it'd be nicer if there was slightly more room between the two buildings, because otherwise it's going to feel really cramped. If you remember last weekend, I obviously sorted through my entire bin of bricks to sort, but I've created a new one this week, so I can go back to sorting other pieces. Thrilled. So I'm working on the mock. So I've got the original instructions on that I bought from Rebrickable, which are really fun actually, like definitely can recommend. They've really thought this through, and like the interior is already fantastic. Sometimes when you buy Rebrickable instructions, they give you like the studio file as well, so you can actually start editing in studio if you wanted to. This one sadly didn't, so I have to kind of just follow the instructions and build it in studio myself. However, because I'm mocking it anyway, it doesn't really matter, like it's just as easy to do this way. It does take a lot of time, but because I have to buy so many bricks, it's easier for me to build it like virtually first, so I can actually make a wanted list for stuff that I need, or at least the very basics that I need, and then I can start buying the bricks so I can actually build much quicker. Alright, so there has been some updates on the studio file that I was working on since the last clip. So I've actually finished the studio file for the haunted house that I was working on, so let me show you because I'm actually quite excited. So here is the finished mocked haunted house. So as you can see, I've made it a corner modular, so there's windows on this side as well now, as opposed to just a flat wall with the light brick on the side. So actually it's hard to compare when I haven't got the other one next to it, but I've made these windows a bit taller, so I felt like it was more in proportion. Like this is a bit smaller because I didn't like that sort of like olive green column in between the stained glass windows. The reason there is loads of like random bricks on the side is because the roof angles didn't quite work out in studio. I think I'm gonna maybe have a slight issue when I'm building this in real life, because I shorten it by 2 studs. The roof doesn't fit perfectly, and I have shortened the roof as well, but I don't know if it's going to work out angle wise. However, it was really hard to test that in studio, because sometimes studio just doesn't want to play ball, but I think it looks really nice. I'm very excited to work on this. So I've already created a wanted list for it on Bricklink, because obviously every single piece that I'll need is in this studio file, so I just exported it as a wanted list and I checked it against the original haunted house set, so I knew what I already owned. And actually, after placing a small order from a fellow member. I ended up having 78% of all the bricks that I need. However, quite a few of the bricks I still need that cost a bit of money are the 1x1 and a 1x2 olive green bricks, because they're kind of rare, and I haven't looked into the price of the other ones too much yet, but those I need in quite large quantities, so they cost a bit of money. So it's looking like it's going to possibly cost another £80 or so to get the rest, but we'll have to see. If it does cost that much, this is probably going to be a project that's going to take a bit longer, because I have a lot of things going on and there's a lot of things possibly being bought by me, whoopsie. So I need to kind of pace myself a little bit, so we'll have to just kind of see what happens. But hopefully I can at least start building on the bottom floor and kind of start going up, so slowly this build is going to be taking shape in a corner of the room. That is where I'll leave this video. There's some reviews coming up for you as well, and obviously I'll keep you updated on the city progress, because there is always stuff happening, as you found out. But I really wanted to keep you updated. It's come along such a long way, so you obviously had to see it. And yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. I hope you'll enjoy the reviews that are coming up, and I will be back with you very soon. I'm going to a brick fair at the end of November, so I'll definitely be filming that, because I've got to share that with you. It's going to be my first brick fair ever. It's quite a small one, but I'm very excited. So thank you so very much. Like the video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Maybe subscribe and become a member, that would be fantastic as well. Support the channel, that is really, really appreciated by us. And maybe see you on the live stream, that'd be fantastic. We love chatting to you guys. So thank you so very much for the support. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you later. Goodbye. Bye. How do?